Hey everybody, this is Beth Bond with Southeast Green, and it's very unusual that I am going to be doing basically another movie review, but I've just gotten back from the movie Racing Extinction, and definitely wanted to talk about it. Very, very moving thing. Let me get this switch. There we go. How is everyone tonight? Too much light. I don't know what happened. I had all the lights set up and now it looks like too much light. Anyway, I just got back from Racing Extinction. It is a movie that releases out in general population, which always sounds like prison, but releases nationwide on Friday night. And I just wanted to really encourage everyone to take a minute. I don't like environmental documentaries. I go to them and I say I'm never going to go to them again, and I still end up going to environmental documentaries. And the reason I don't like them is because they don't have a message of hope. That they're so depressing, and we've screwed the planet up so bad that the people who would go to them and try to do something good would have no option about what to do. And I want to say that this movie, Racing with Extinction, is a gut wrencher. It is. It's basically a message of all environmentalism. There's climate change and how many species we're putting into extinction, and all the challenges that man has caused on this planet. But I do want to say most of it is extinction, and it shows sharks being slaughtered and whales being slaughtered and huge manta rays being slaughtered. So it's definitely not something you want to take your little kids to, but maybe middle schoolers and up would be really important for them to see. And it was, we were very honored because the director of the movie was there, and then there was a panel of activists from around Atlanta afterwards that were there. And so hearing the conversations and listening to folks talk about, what they can do. And, I've changed my life. Doing sustainability for 7 years now, I've changed my life. I've cut my electric bills in half. My products, nobody even knows who they are because they're not brand names that anybody recognizes. I carpool as much as possible. I'm that person who looks like a garbage lady coming out of an event because I'm walking out with all these plastic bottles and cans. And so hyper recycler. But seeing this movie brought home that there's still more to do. There's still plenty more to do. That, reducing is critical. And one of the big messages, and I thought this was very interesting because I've heard a lot in the sustainability community regards to, cattle, and, a lot of times we focus on the reduction of, transportation, and this is shaking a little bit, and I apologize, it's because I've got this precarious stand because it's the first time I've scoped in landscape, which I'm thrilled because I'm going to be able to port it over to YouTube much more easily. But this was the first movie that really brought it home for me. I'm not saying I haven't seen other things that have talked about meatless Mondays or sort of eliminating meat out of our diet, but this was the first movie that I called my mother and I said, okay, we are now going to be doing meatless Mondays. And it's not really meatless Mondays, it is animal free. They said the one thing that we could do that could really, really help the planet would be if we would just reduce the amount of meat and dairy and even eggs that we consume because of the methane. And they had this shot in the movie that's sort of crazy. I mean, they have a tube that's in the cow's stomach and it comes out and it shows all the methane that is escaping from the cow's stomach, and it's enough to blow up a 55-gallon bag that they have on their back, a plastic bag. And is it inhumane to do what they're doing? Absolutely. But it does bring home the message that we focus everything on CO2, and we've got to reduce that. But methane is a huge, huge issue. So, meatless Mondays, it's a great alliteration, but what we really need to be saying is animal-free Mondays. So from now on, I'm pledging to at least have 3, if not even more, but 3 to 5 meals a week that are strictly plant-based, because it is. They have a graphic where they show the globe and how much methane we are putting out across the globe, and the globe spins. It's really pretty, and it's terrifying. So I'm hoping that other people will take the time and make the effort to commit to eating 3 to 5 meals a week that are plant-based. And this is an opportunity. I shouldn't be doing this scope because I'm leaving in the morning and I haven't packed or washed clothes or anything, and it's about 10 o'clock on the East Coast. But I'll be at Expo East for the next 3 days. We'll be doing live scopes from Expo East. I'm going to hopefully talk to some of the policy folks I like to follow, and then interview some of the exhibitors. And what better way to start Expo East than to saying, okay, we're going to do 3 to 5 meals that are going to be only plant-based, because for those of you who don't know, Expo East is the big trade show for the natural foods industry on the East Coast. The one on the West Coast is 3 times the size, but the one on the East Coast is in Baltimore tomorrow, and I will be there. And I will be looking for meals that are going to be 100% plant-based to really make this commitment and make it easier for me. So anyway, y'all pay attention. There's nothing scheduled. It's a trade show. It's going to be sort of crazy, but I will be scoping. And of course, I don't think I even said this, but at the beginning I said Beth Bond with Southeast Green. But for those of you who don't know what Southeast Green is the largest online news site for sustainable and business news and environmental policy news in the Southeast. We cover from Florida to Texas to Maryland and Virginia, and we have everything. We cover renewable energy, we cover agriculture, we cover transportation, energy efficiency, anything to do with sustainability, water conservation, green buildings, everything. We cover everything. But I do like hanging out in Solar World, which is where I was last week at the Southern Solar Summit. And this week we'll be doing food at Expo East. So hope you'll follow me, and so you'll get notifications for my scopes and make the commitment with me to do 3 to 5 meals meatless a week.